Alright everybody, welcome back. This is Chompsky. Let's see if we've got, I assume we have a live feed to YouTube. Make sure it is working. It looks like it's working to me. Gonna go ahead and post this onto X, and then we'll jump right into the tuning. It's the 17th of February. All right. I guess I'll post it in the Discord too. How about that? Post it in the MNQ. Alright. I hope everyone had a good trading week last week. It was kind of a weird week. I knew the news cycle was just ridiculous, so I expected a lot of crazy price action, and it just looks like we had Chop Fest all week. So really decent time for first entry reversals, but not second entry. They almost broke even, and that's kind of unfortunate, but it does happen. We'll go ahead and bump this out to 10 days here. In fact, I might even do 11. Yeah, let's do 11 just since we had a holiday today. We'll try to pull one more day in to our tune. Alright, let's see what we've got. Okay, wow. So, that's kind of unfortunate. Looking back 11 days, it just gives me a bit of a different sample right here. So, that's not what I was hoping for. I was hoping for the DK over the last few days to show. But since it's not, I'm going to drop it back. We'll do 10. And it's still a good, yeah, okay. So we've actually still have a really good win rate from the week before. It's just not many trades. And since last week was so iffy, I almost want to tune off of maybe a shorter time frame. And then bump it out and see if it doesn't hold water there. Maybe 8. Okay, so 8's a little better. We are definitely decaying at 8. I guess the first thing I'm going to do is the momentum signals. I feel like they deserve a fair shake. They are definitely not doing well because they're not even there. Oh, there's one. There's one trade. So, yeah, I don't know. To me, it just feels like they got filtered out, and I don't know if they did well or not because I wasn't even seeing any. So let's go ahead. We'll leave the take profit and the stop loss at 54. And we'll change the momentum band. We'll speed it up just a pinch here to 11. And it looks like going a little faster is actually helping quite a bit. We got 9 trades now that did not show before. So let's go ahead and roll with that. And just so you know, I did fix a minor bug inside of the shark fin. That was a plot issue with some of these dots, so I'm gonna have to post the new version after this tonight and just make sure we've got the latest and greatest going. So there's one. Let's see if we get any more. That's pretty bad chop here. There's supposed to be 9 of these trades. I'm not seeing them. Let's jump on and turn the exits on these. I'd like to see them with my own eyes. Let's see here. That's the only one I see so far. Nope. Okay, now we have okay. Definitely have some here. We have a winner here. But okay, there it is. Alright, so it looks like we had a filtration. Appears. What did we have it set to? Okay, so we had it set to 66, so it's not going to even plot unless it's pretty decent win rate. I think this fell below. Yeah, there we go. So that had fallen below. So really just never met the win rate threshold to even plot anything is what happened. And that's fine, I don't mind that. Fewer trades with less win rate, or with a guaranteed win rate or higher, that's hard to beat. We do have some losses here that look pretty sad. Let's see what else we ended up with. Really good long there. And did it call a short here on this huge trail down? I don't see one. Yeah, I'm gonna say it didn't. Shark fin there. Shark fin there. And where's this guy at? Oh, it didn't have a win rate to filter, so it didn't plot that one. I think that's the first one. So yeah. Alright, well, it looks like we've got a fair win rate right now on our momentum, like it is. We didn't do a lot to it, we just changed the momentum band. Before we call this, I want to try adjusting the ADX. Up here on the filters. Yeah, we've got the win rates and the ADX. Okay, so the ADX right here is set to 5. Let's just take it off. Alright, yeah, nothing. So, I don't really feel like the ADX is doing anything right now. Let's change it to 20. Let's see if it actually affected anything good. And it looks like it's filtering a lot of wins off, so I'm probably just going to say, yeah, I don't really think we need the ADX. I'll leave it at 5 like it was. I feel like at that point, you're really kind of splitting hairs. Okay, so one thing I do want to do is I want to change the take profit and the stop loss. We'll change it to 65 to begin with. Alright, so we are getting good runs, at least that tells me. Okay, so 75 also. We're going to go with 100. Alright, so 100 is still 5-3, not bad. If we change this to 54, it's almost 2-1. We still ended up with a winning profitable rate. We'll try 200. If this is still profitable at 200, I'd be kind of surprised. Alright, it's not. Okay, so what it's telling me though is if we'd been taking these trades, we would have had a few that were runners, and that's what I like to see. I like to see that we had some good momentum in the right direction with decent runners. So like right here, as you can see, if we entered this right here, we'd at least have a chance to get in and run the portion of this up. So it tells me how to play my runner game just a little bit, or if I need to be a little bit tighter on or looser on stop. So right here, our stop would have been down 54 ticks, so somewhere in here, and the win was somewhere up here. So yeah, that's a pretty good one. And there's no runner here really. In fact, that one's hard to say it would have won at all. Oh, it definitely won. Okay, never mind. Yeah, double check that real quick. Yeah, I won. And these are pretty hard to argue. These are losses. Yeah, they're definitely losses. That's a pretty far pullback. I mean, if you're playing band to band, it's almost possible you could be up here with your stop, but I doubt it. I don't usually put my stop that far, because then you have to have a pretty good take profit rate too. And that just doesn't seem logical there. This has the best potential as far as the runner length, but you'd have to be like trailing your stop behind the bands or something, which it's not a horrible idea, but at the same time I don't normally do that myself. So alright, I think it's okay. I like where it is. It's not the worst, it's not perfect either. Let's see if we can't tune up the second entries a little bit better. I'd like to think that the second entries, they don't have to be losers. They are right now, but they don't have to be. Alright, let's try this. We're going to try, just looking over here real quick, there really weren't many second entry trades at all. And so for me to look at those trades, I have to kind of think, okay, do I want to go higher? Try something really high, something in between. What would be profitable and what makes sense? Try the 20s. A 2-to-1 might make sense, but it also might screw up your win rate so bad that it doesn't matter. So in this situation, I don't see a lot of profitability at those higher levels, so I'm going to try some other tactics here. I'm going to say let's try doing this. The threshold needs to be realistically one way or the other here. We will try a 1. Just see what happens there. Okay, so that didn't work out. How about a 1.3? Nope. Looks like a 1.2 might be the way to go here. I think that's what it was at before, 1.25. The first entries are way better though. Yeah, I'm thinking, let's try this. Yeah, it's not really doing us much good to, yeah, that didn't do anything good either. Let's do this, 1.3, 1.1. Oh man, so none of this is really doing us much good either way. We'll still play around with it and see what happens. Yeah, so 1.2 there. That does seem to be the trick for it so far. We'll try 1.15 as well. It's weird. It's not even working right. So we'll try 1.2. Strong threshold, we can move that around a little bit, see if we don't get anything good out of that. 1.8. It's not going to make a lot of difference. Alright, we'll go ahead and move this. The reversal period from 14, we'll try 13. It didn't do a whole lot. We'll speed it up to 12. Yeah, that's not good. Shoot. Yeah, we're not getting much out of that either. It's kind of unfortunate because 14 is just about the best you can get, but only on the first entries. Okay, so the next thing we can do, and I don't want to do this, is mess with the tick separation. Let's try and make it really hard for this thing to work. It's magic without doing some good stuff here, and it is affecting this, unfortunately. So there's only so much we could do to make this work really well. So we'll just put it back at 50 for now, the tick separation. That's a bummer. The other things we can do is mess with the BPMs. So I'm going to look at the BPMs here and just see if we cannot make some heads or tail sense out of how this should be working, because the BPMs might be filtering off a fair portion of the trades the way we have it set. So we'll set it to 0 here. Oh, look at that. So if we just leave it at 0 and 10, we actually ended up with a very fair amount of trades and a very fair amount of wins. In fact, moving it to 7 tells me, okay, yeah, there are in-betweens that are good and bad. We'll change it to 15 and see what we get there. Alright, so I kind of like this better. Put it at 20. 20 is bad. Okay, I think as far as what I'm seeing, I like what I'm seeing. So we'll go ahead. 10 was decent. 60. 17 wins, 11 losses. We'll go ahead. We'll leave it at 15. we will adjust the exit, because the exit is not even a 1-to-1 or even really that close to 1. And see if we can't make this a little better on that end of things. And it looks like the further up we go, the less likely a win is going to happen, and it does decay. So 18 so far appears to be the winning rate. Just seems like we should be able to squeeze a little more profit out of this guy. Try 1.4. Okay. Try 1.45. We're losing too many trades. So it looks like 1.3 was decent, and then 1.2 was good. Just a little more. So you get 18 wins and 11 losses there. Not hating that. I feel like we could do better if we squeeze this a little harder. I don't mind the first entries not being great. It's really more about just making sure you got a good setting overall, especially for your second entries. I do prefer those to be better. And it looks like we're losing too many trades there, so I'm going to set this back. We'll try 13 as well. Why not? Okay, so 13 actually stays about the same in win rate, but it has a 20 win to 12 loss ratio versus 14 where you had 18 and 11. Dang it. I don't know. I'm still torn here. So 15 was... No, that's it. Well, I don't know. I'm tempted to leave it right here. Didn't get anything else out of that I liked. We could drop it a pinch on the exit. Yeah, that didn't really help a lot. It does lower your risk to reward ratio, and that can actually hurt you. So change the Bollinger input. Nah, it didn't work very. Change it to 14, something crazy. No. Not really doing anything different there for us. So I think at this point I might just leave it there. Wait a minute. I think 21 was better. Yeah, it was. Okay, so 21 is better. Let's try 25. And 25 is even better. Maybe 30? No. 28. Some win rate in there. And that didn't help. Okay. 22 and 12. Well, it looks like we played around with it enough to kind of get it tuned in pretty good. And we're at a 65% win rate. I prefer to be a little higher if we could. I like it to get into the 70% range at the minimum. For me, I feel like you're really good and tuned to the market whenever you're in that 70% range, but that also kind of varies depending on your sampling. So, oh wait a minute, I just realized we have lost our win rate on our momentum signals. What did we change that changed those? Huh. We should not have been changing much of anything, but well, that's interesting. I need to see what changed that. The inner band input. Well, that makes sense because that's to cross the inner band. So there you go. Yes, so that would make sense that it would have that. I wonder if we cannot. I want to change that in the settings. I wonder if we cannot find a way to meet in the middle on that setting. or have it more unique. I don't like the fact that it's changing the momentum just to do that. And now I don't remember what we had it set to, so fiddlesticks. Alright, well, you win today, inner band. I could have sworn we had it set to 1.2, but now I'm thinking we didn't. And now the outer band wouldn't matter. It's the inner band. So, we had it set pretty hot before. What was that? A 75% win rate too. So I'm gonna leave that. We're gonna have to come back and figure that out. I don't hate that we have a good win rate here or a decent win rate here, but I don't want to lose it just because of the. I don't want to lose our win rate in the momentum signals. That's where I'm thinking we need to kind of make that sacrifice. And maybe have two different settings that we save. So what I'll do now is I'm going to save the bands. I'll have to come back and fix that programming later so we can separate them a little bit better. Alright, so it's the 17th of 2025. We'll save it there on the... this will be for... Just save it for the reversal settings. Tune second entry. And we'll go ahead and work on the BPM shouldn't have made a difference. Did that affect? No. So this should only be for reversals. And I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, that didn't affect it. So it was just the inner band, I believe. Unless it's possible that the ATR threshold could, because it would. No, it shouldn't have affected it. Alright, so let's just focus on this momentum signals because something has changed. And I want to make sure we are able to get that back. There it is. It's the Bollinger input is also affecting it, which makes sense because the Bollinger input is going to determine where the inner band is. So yeah, that makes perfect sense. Alright, there we go. Thought about it and boom. So what we will do is we will go ahead and we will put this as the overall setting. It's pretty dang robust for both. We can go ahead and make small changes on the fly if we need, whenever I set the predator to take trades. So let us go ahead and jump into the CWAP. Now for those who were on the CWAP video before, you may have seen what I kind of did to get this thing tuned up. We're probably going to roll with something similar. We'll change our threshold first. And just see if we can't get a better win rate out of our threshold here. Go to a middle number, 1.1. Okay, so it looks like 1.3, I think, is where we start getting into pretty decent profit. Our problem right now is we don't have a lot of trades, so I'm not real happy with that trade count there. And so we're going to make it a little easier for this to enter. And we'll start with the 1.4 here. Alright, so we got 15 trades over 7, I think it was 7 days we're tuning to right now. Not bad, at a 66% win rate, 54 tick profit and target, stop loss. So not bad. Let's go ahead and play with our predictor line. We're on 7. Let's change it to 6, make it a little bit faster. Alright, we're at 69% win rate. Let's go to 4. Yeah, okay, so 4 is at 72%. 5 is at 69. And 3 is at 53. So we're starting to lose. So we get too fast and it just decays. I do like what I saw there on the 4. I don't like the amount of trades. It's less than, oh no, that's more than 1 a day. Yeah, so I forgot we're on 7 days. So yeah, so this could be robust enough. Let's turn on show win rates at exit and just take a quick look here. Okay, so that barely clipped out there. It did win, but it didn't have a good run. This 1-1-2, again, we're not getting huge moves. We're just clipping out. Not a bad thing, but okay, here we go. This is a good move. I like that. So I like seeing entries like this one where it does tend to give you a good chance to get in a good trend. And here's a CWAP loser. Not a horrible loser, but a bad loser because it lost. So it is what it is, but trading does come with losses, so I'm not going to cry about that. Now this one's interesting because you do get a trend, but it doesn't happen immediately. It has to pull back and then it trends. So where else are we? We got, those are momentums. I'll turn off the momentum exit real quick so we don't get them too confused. And we will scroll down and turn that off. Get it out of my way. All right. So now shark fins are the only other thing on, I believe, right now. So here's an interesting move. You do get stopped on this and then it goes up. So not hating this one. That's just bad luck. That does happen to everybody. If you've never traded before, welcome to trading. That's how it works. Every once in a while, you're going to get tagged out on a trade like that. And it sucks. And here we go. That one barely clipping out. So we're barely clipping out of some of these. This one's barely clipping out. Not my favorite entries. I would like to see some more that are just beautiful, beautiful runners, but it seems like we're just not seeing that, not with this setting. So I'll go ahead, I'll save this. I'm just not in love with this setting, to be honest. I feel like we can do better. We'll save it. Let's see if we can't find a better, quicker, faster setting. Maybe we need to adjust a few things here. Let's look at this. Let's adjust. Let's try just adjusting the Bollinger real quick. And that didn't work. Okay, so let's do it back to 16. Alright, fine. Try 15. Yeah. 13. 12. Nothing good in there. Okay, we'll make it harder. Go to 30. And 45. 65. There we go, at least it changed. I'm starting to doubt it was working. 1.3 on the band output or input. Alright, we'll do 1.6. Yeah, it's not really much better there. Let's try 1.5 again. We definitely are getting better signal results down here in this area, in the 1.3, 1.4 area. I guess I'll leave it at 1.3 for now. Not really seeing anything promising yet. Let's change our threshold to 1.4. Okay, that definitely dropped the win rate, but it was only about one trade. What about... Okay. 1.3 did make it an 80% win rate, but we only went up, I think, one trade there. 9-2, yeah. We lost a lot. Okay, so we dropped a loss and picked up another win. So that's interesting. That might be what we're looking for right there. And 1.25 actually has a decent win rate as well. Let's look at 1.3. See if this isn't just a little bit tighter on our trade runs. Yeah, there's another real close, maybe a little better. Yeah, it's about the same. And a real similar loss. They're real similar. Some of these are a little better, I think. Can't remember. There we go. There's a good trade. I like this trade right here. So this gave us a good one. It pushed down below the VWAP twice, and then it gives us a signal, and it's a really solid run. It actually was in the 80% win rate at the time. That's not bad. I like that. Alright, this was a loser. That's that one loser. I hate seeing that because it's so darn close to being a winner. Yeah, I mean, it's a winner, but it's real close. It's clipping these out again, real close back over here. Not a great trade there either. A little better than it was before. We definitely have the win rate on our side here, but let's go ahead and do us a small favor. We're gonna change this from 8 days to 5. And the last 7 trades, or 8 trades, we had 7 wins, so I can't complain too much, but I feel like we need to look back a little bit more and just see how this did before. So if we go back 15 days, that's just over 2 weeks. Man, I hate to say this, but I think if it starts going back into what we looked at just half a month ago, we're gonna see some pretty heavy decay on this. I really just don't think this is gonna last in normal market mode. I could be wrong. Just try 10 days. We're slightly profitable, but 12 days we start losing. So I don't know for sure, but over the last 8 days, which have been very news heavy, we could see some, if the market changes at all, we could see some violent decay on this. So I'm going to set a pretty tight decay rate on this one. I'm going to set it to 75%, maybe 74 on the win rate filter. And here it is. So my minimum win rate, I'll set it to 74. And that way, if this thing falls below a win rate of 74%, I will not see signals for this anymore. So I don't lose too many times in a row. And the way that works, for those that don't know, is if this thing loses so many times that the win rate's no longer above 74%, like right here, say it lost again here, this next signal would not have plotted right there. So in theory, it can help prevent a few really bad losing streaks. And then if it climbs up above 74% again, it will start printing signals again. And so that's for my protection. It's just to kind of give me peace of mind a little bit, thinking we just might see this thing decay pretty quickly. I don't know. And to get to that percentage, it's only going to take about 2 or 3 trades. So 2 or 3 losses, and I'm going to wait till this thing bumps back up into win rate mode, and then hopefully I can capitalize on some good wins. All right, one more indicator to go, the shark fin. And I will be posting a new version of the sweet and shark fin tonight because I did fix a problem. There's a small glitch in the way that it was producing. It was basically producing too many signals falsely, and I did not like that. So we're gonna go ahead and try to tune this again with a 54 tick target profit and a 54 tick stop loss. Alright, let's go ahead. We'll move the Bollinger input down a little bit. Make it a little bit looser. We're not getting very many trades. Let's try 75.25 on the oversold overbought. And that didn't really do us a lot of good there. Let's try a slower RSI around 10. Not very many trades. I want to see more trades. Why is this not taking very many trades? I will say, I'm going to take the minute verification chart to 1 minute, then I'll take it to 3, try 4, nope, 5, 1 seems to be doing okay. Leave it there. Change the RSI to 14. It was on 10, I believe. We're not really getting too many different trades that were so small on the sample size. I just don't like that. So I'm gonna change this to 70-30 on the overbought and oversold. It's a little better. We're in the 66th percentile. Not loving it, but I don't hate it either, so I'm not gonna say it's bad. Okay, we'll change the Bollinger Band to somewhere in the 21 range. That did not help. Yeah, okay, so 18 is at least winning. Let's try 16. Try 14. I hate to bump this down too far because you can really make this way too loose if you are not careful, so I am going to be knocking it down slightly just to see what kind of... Okay, yeah, we are getting some decent results down here. Not my favorite results by any means, but they are a few more trades. We're talking about more than 1 trade a day here, so that's nice. I think at this point I really wish that, yeah, I like that more. I just wish we had more trades. So my hesitance here is coming from the fact that we don't have that many trades at all. I mean, if we had 1 a day at the least, I'd like to see that. So I am thinking I'm leaning towards a slightly higher requirement, and that way we don't just end up with a bunch of false signals. Okay, so yeah, 75-25. I'm gonna take off the minute verification, and it's after I save actually. What we'll do is we'll see if we cannot get this just a little better, because I think we can. Alright, so back up to the minute verification. We'll turn that off. And we'll see. Okay, so it has to have minute verification now. We're going to make this 80-20. No, that did not help. 16. 18. Make it really hard. 21, 25, 22. Okay, so we're getting a little better. 22 did help quite a bit. Try 75-25. No. Okay, so that didn't work either. Let's try 85-15. Without minute verification, that could be the way to go. Nope. Alright, so right now 61% at 80-20, but we do have almost 20. Oh, we do have over 20. That could be with 21 trades. That could be a lot better. Let's try 1.6 instead of 1.65. 1.5. 1.4. I'm just gonna keep dropping this until it makes a difference here, because nothing's changed. About 0.8. Yeah, it didn't even let me do it. Okay, just do 2. Alright, so 2 did affect it. 2.5, yeah, it's definitely affecting it. 1.8. I think right now 1.8, 1.7, somewhere in there is probably decent, because we do go to 63%. We drop 1 loss. That's really not like super, but anytime you drop a loss, you can hopefully win. And that many times more. We lost another loss there, it looks like, from what we had before. 12-7. And we lost a win and a loss. I don't like losing wins. It's a hard sacrifice for me. Probably we'll drop to 14 just to see what happens. Try 13. 12. Make it really, really fast at 11. Oh yeah, we're not getting anywhere good there. So I think 17 is pretty good. 12-7 We're at a 63% win rate. I know we can do better than that. Just have a feeling in my guts this is gonna go better if we just try a little harder here. Try an RSI of 18. And yuck. And we'll try 14 again. Try 11. Something really fast. Nope. Okay, 25. The other end of it. Yeah, no. 22. Yeah. That 20 range right there is where it seems to be doing its best so far. Try 20. I think 22 is it. Alright. And I don't think we're going to get a lot more out of anything down here. Yep, I think we're pretty much there. Sticking with 63% at this point. We've pretty much hit on all of it. Let's go ahead and see what happens when we bump this out just to the 15-day. We are profitable, which is good. And then we'll drop it down a little bit more to 5 days, just so we can kind of peel off a few more days. And it looks like just over the last few days it's been profitable. That it's actually been on. We did have a weekend, so what if we do 11 days? Looks like 11 days, 10 days. We're still in the profitability range, so it is trending upwards. I'm going to leave it just right there for now. It's not going to be my #1 pick out of the gate, but I will go ahead and I will save that. I feel like it could do really well if things go well and don't just chop around forever. So we'll go ahead, we'll save that, and we'll post that into the Discord. Alright, now go ahead and I'll say that is going to conclude the tuning for February the 17th. Alright everybody, if you want to try these indicators and you're new here, you can jump on the Discord. There's a link inside of the description. I personally choose to use the Predator. It's a trading bot that has a ton of money management features inside of it. And what I do is I turn on the adopt a tag option on there. And then I try to pick out a combination of signals that I've tuned in order to work towards getting the right combination of indicators. And I think we lost our feed just now in the Discord. I don't know why. So what I like to do is I like to try to pick out signals that I think are doing the better side of the job. And real quick before we move on, I guess what I'll do now, I will actually set the decay ratios that I don't want to go under and the different indicators. So the momentum, I'll start there. Since we have a 75% win rate, I don't want to filter anything too low. I want to make sure maybe over 66 for the momentum signals. And we'll go ahead and save that before we post it in the Discord. There we go. And then the CWAP. I think I did this one already. Yeah, I did that one to 74. Shark fin then is the one I didn't do, so we'll do this one next. Filter by minimum win rate. Right now we're at 63%. If I use this, I'm going to say don't go under. That's not that. I mean, it could take a few trades to get there, but we'll say 57%, 58%. I think anything in that range is probably, yeah, you're in a danger zone in my opinion. It could just decay indefinitely. So I'm going to set those there before I post them. Alright, so anyone who hasn't jumped on the Discord and tried it, you get a week free to try the indicators. If you need more time, hit me up. Just let me know you're really trying them out, And I will extend your trial period just for a few days to make sure that you do get a fair shake on it. I know there's a lot of indicators, so it's easy to kind of feel a little bit overwhelmed and like you're crunched on time, and I don't want you to feel too much of that. So if you do give them a fair shake and you need a little bit more time on them, let me know. I don't mind being a little lenient. I actually prefer that you know that you are using indicators that add value to your trading before you make a purchase and buy these things. I'd rather you went in thinking that they were working and adding value beforehand. So please feel free to go ahead and do just that. Give them a try. And if you never have, and if you've never tried Predator, I do highly recommend that you jump on their Discord and give them a shot. I do not trade without Predator. It's by TradeSaver. He has a free trial as well, and his software is absolutely fabulous. I just cannot say enough good things about TradeSaver. So go ahead, jump on there, give them a try. There's also a coupon in their Discord for my indicators as well. If you do find that you like them and you want to purchase them, join TradeSaver's Discord, shop around, and if you become a user of their server and a user of their software, you should be able to find that coupon code just fine. For everyone trading this week, I haven't looked at the news yet, but be sure to set your filters in Predator as well for the upcoming week if there are going to be news articles, and I'm sure there are. Let's take a look. This is a couple weeks ago. And so Monday, we already have red news. It's not the USD, but it is red news already for Monday. Just can't get away from the red news lately. And for Tuesday, we've got a 9 p.m. news. Looks like the president speaks. No telling where that's gonna go. Sometimes that's a dud, and other times it's just non-stop up and down, so we'll see. And then we have an FOMC on Wednesday. Goodness gracious, another heavy news week. I knew we'd have a heavy news month, but I didn't realize it was this heavy. Every single day I think we've had red news. And then we've got unemployment on Thursday, and we've probably got a news article, at least one PMI on Friday. Yep, there it is. So yeah, be careful. Trade with caution this week, fellas. It's another heavy news week, and I have to say, just lately the news has just been really decaying the quality of the market, and you can just look and see it's just choppy as heck. And so what I'm thinking about doing when it does come to a market like this, a lot of times you can switch your bar type to a larger one, and you're going to get a lot smoother price action and a lot better signal quality, but you're going to risk more. So I'm thinking about dropping to the M and Q and running with more runners and contracts down there, and that way we can avoid a lot of this constant zigzagging, wiggling that goes on in the market that really doesn't do us a lot of favors when we're trying to figure out which way to trade. And then the news as well, so you know, a slightly higher bar type right here, and this turns into one bar instead of an entire news bar, so our news chop fest there. So I'm tempted to do that. Maybe I'll do it next week, just depending on how this news week goes. I'm not a huge fan of huge bar spot here lately. Just looking at the way the bars have been moving, I'm certainly not opposed to doing that. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll let it play out this week. If it goes back to normal, I'll probably just leave it. Anyways, guys, I'm wishing you success. Thank you for joining me on this Monday night. I hope you have an awesome trading week this week. Trade with caution, set your filters for the news, and be careful out there. It's probably going to be a wild week. I'll talk to you later, guys. Later.